Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. I'm Jasper, your resident curious fox, and I am super excited to be hanging out today with my absolute favorite teacher, Finley. So today we're going to completely demystify a tense we literally use all the time, the present simple.
Hey, Jasper, and hey, everyone. It is so great to be here. You're totally right. This is going to be a really fun one.
Now, I know the present simple is probably the most common tense in the English language. But gotta be honest, I mostly just use it for my own daily routines. Is that really the only time we should be using it, Finley?
That is a fantastic question, Jasper. And it's a super common misunderstanding. The present simple is absolutely not just for daily routines. Today, we're actually going to explore 7 key uses for it. By the end of this explainer, you'll know exactly when and, more importantly, why to use this tense in all sorts of situations.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Let's dive right in with number 1, daily routines.
So this is for things we do every single day, right? Like saying, I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning.
Spot on. Daily routines are those actions that are built right into your normal schedule. So some other great examples would be, she goes to school every day, or we eat breakfast together, or even, my father leaves for work at 8.
Got it. Okay, so if an action is just a regular, predictable part of my everyday life, the present simple is definitely the way to go.
You got it.
Moving on to number 2, habits versus routines. Let's see what the difference is here.
Wait, let me pause for a quick second. Are habits and routines actually the exact same thing? Because they sound pretty similar to me.
Well, not quite. They're definitely similar, but they aren't identical. Think about how a routine follows a strict, fixed schedule. But a habit, on the other hand, is a repeated behavior. It's more of a personal tendency. It's something you do over and over because of your nature.
Oh, I see. Like saying, I always drink tea in the evening?
Exactly. Or she usually reads before bed, and he never eats fast food.
Ah, so that's exactly why we use words like always, usually, often, or never alongside the present simple.
Perfectly said, Jasper. In grammar, we actually call those frequency adverbs, and they pair beautifully with the present simple to show exactly how often a specific habit happens.
Okay, moving right along to numbers 3 and 4, universal truths and facts. So I always hear the sentence, the sun rises in the east. Why is that always in the present simple? And I guess, is there a real difference between a universal truth like that and just an everyday fact?
Let's break that down. We use the present simple here because the sun rising in the east is a universal truth. It's something that is always true, no matter the day or time. And yeah, there is a slight nuance between the two. Universal truths are unchangeable scientific or natural realities. Facts, or general truths, on the other hand, are simply pieces of information that happen to be correct.
Okay, I think I'm grasping the concept now. So a universal truth would be water boils at 100 degrees Celsius or the earth revolves around the sun, because those are literally unchangeable laws of science. But a fact would be Pakistan is in South Asia or English is an international language.
You are doing great, Jasper. You completely nailed it.
Awesome. So, whether I'm talking about the rigid science of boiling water, stating geography, or just pointing out that honey is sweet, the present simple is always my best choice.
On to number 5, permanent situations. So, what if I meet someone new and I just want to describe where I live? What tense should I use for that?
Well, for that, you also use the present simple. We use it to describe permanent situations, basically stable, unchanging conditions in our lives.
Like saying, I live in Faisalabad.
Exactly. Or, she works at a university, and my uncle teaches mathematics.
I see. So it's not just about what I'm doing today, it's about stating a stable, long-term reality.
Okay, let's look at number 6, timetables and fixed schedules.
Now this one always confuses me. Sometimes we might say, the train leaves at 8 tomorrow. We are explicitly talking about tomorrow, which is the future. So why on earth are we using the present simple?
That is a brilliant observation, Jasper. We use the present simple for official timetables and fixed schedules because they are pre-decided. Think about sentences like, the class starts at 9, or the flight arrives at noon.
Aha! Now it makes sense. The fixed schedule is actually more important than the future time. Because the timetable is already set as a present reality, we use the present simple.
Exactly. The event itself might happen in the future, but the schedule exists right now.
And finally, number 7, the narrative present.
I read a lot of fantasy books, And I notice authors do this a lot. Like this sentence, for example. The prince enters the castle and sees the dragon. Why doesn't the writer just say the prince entered and saw using the past tense? We call this the narrative present. Writers and storytellers use the present simple here to make the story feel incredibly alive and exciting.
Oh, wow, so it makes the readers feel as if the action is unfolding right in front of their very eyes. Like, suddenly, the dragon appears. I actually never thought about that, but it really does make the story feel so much more vivid and immediate.
Well, look at that. Today I learned that this tense is for so much more than just my morning routines. I feel so empowered with this knowledge.
And you definitely should. To help everyone remember, here's a quick master recap that works perfectly as a visual cheat sheet. So, the present simple is used for daily routines, habits, universal truths, facts, permanent situations, timetables, and storytelling through the narrative present.
Now it is your turn to apply what you've learned. Which of these 7 uses will you practice today? Try writing your own sentence using one of these rules. Because remember, practicing these concepts in everyday conversations is absolutely the best way to level up your English. So, what's your sentence going to be?
Thanks for joining us for this explainer, everyone. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we honestly can't wait to see the sentences you come up with.
Goodbye and see you next time.